Everybody, Derek Anderson here with BizTech Solutions, bringing you another cybersecurity tip. And this week I want to talk to you about one of the oldest tricks in the books that's still really commonly used by hackers and cyber criminals. And it's kind of a form of email phishing where they spoof the name of somebody in your company or somebody you know and put it on an email address so that when you're moving quickly through the day, you may not realize that it actually didn't come from the person. What happens if someone in your company, let's say the secretary or let's just say the secretary, receives an email from the CEO that says, hey, I need a copy of all last year's W-2s emailed to me immediately. And she thinks, well, I just got off the phone with the CEO, an hour ago. He didn't mention anything like that. That's strange. But in a quick glance at that email, it has his name on it, but she doesn't realize that it wasn't actually his email address that sent it, but everything else looks pretty legitimate on it. So she has a little bit of paranoia. She picks up the phone, she calls the CEO and says, hey, did you just send me this email requesting all the W-2s? And he says, no. Well, that's a great catch. Luckily, she was proactive and thought to verify that with the CEO instead of just replying to that email, attaching all those W-2s, and really opening up a big can of worms and liability for the company by sending out all of those W-2s. Imagine even if it's one or two employees, that's still identity theft that can be run on them. Like what's that person likely going to do with that information? Well, it's identity theft, filing false tax returns. Several things can be done to cause harm to those individuals. And if your company's larger and you've got hundreds of employees or thousands of employees, then the risk and the exposure is even higher. So, it's very important to train people and raise the level of awareness in the company on exactly how to spot these types of attacks. It's very common to see them done. So you really want to make sure your people are trained, that they know how to watch out for these types of emails. And you always just want to actually verify that this email came from who it came from. And if you ever really do have to send these W-2s or sensitive information, credit card information, medical information, it is common that we sometimes need to send this to legitimate individuals via email. So how do you protect that information? When you do need to send it, you definitely want to send it encrypted. You want to make sure you're using an encrypted email service so that verifies that the recipient is who they say they are, and they can open that email securely. And if anybody were to intercept it in the middle, they wouldn't have the key to decrypt that. At a very, very minimum, if you don't have an email encryption solution, at least password protect the files. It's not the best, but it will add a layer of protection. But if you do that, please don't put the password to unlock those files in the email. Call the person and say, hey, I just sent you some password protected files. Here's the password to open them up. Last thing you want to do is just put that password in the email so if someone intercepts it, oh, great, files are password protected, but here's the password to let it in. Definitely don't want to do that. So that's this week's tip. Train your people on how to watch out for these types of attacks. Always verify anything suspicious with an actual phone call or conversation, and send sensitive information in the most secure way possible, preferably via encrypted email. And if you're not sure how to send encrypted email, or if you have that service available, talk to your IT provider or give us a call. That's something we can help you with. So that's this week's cybersecurity tip. Stay safe and stay vigilant out there, everybody.